Welcome back to Star City Games Nashville. I am Nick Miller here in the sideboard with Brian Braun-Duin. How are you doing today?
I am doing well.
You are doing well.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you have a nice brew today, if you would so choose to call it that.
Yeah.
But it is a blue-white deck, splashing green for what cards?
It's splashing green for one card, actually, and that is Kiora the Crashing Wave.
All right, so there was a lot of hype around Kiora, as the only planeswalker, basically. Has she performed well for you today?
Oh yeah, Kiora's been awesome. Actually, when Kiora came out, I thought she was going to be really bad, but after playing with her a little bit, I basically found out that she's actually really good, and she's been awesome for me today. I got to win a match with her ultimate, and I had another guy concede to a Kiora on 5 that was about to go ultimate, so it's actually pretty easy to ultimate Kiora, and the game basically ends when you do.
That's interesting because most planeswalkers never really reach the point of going off.
Right.
And you've played 3 rounds already and have had the ultimate once and basically happening again.
Yeah,
Do you see it happening more?
Oh yeah, definitely. I expect to win a lot of games today with Kiora. Basically, I don't have any creatures in my deck, so planeswalkers are the only way I can really win. So I do expect, if I'm winning a game, it's probably with a planeswalker. And I have had the pleasure of ultimating all 3 of my planeswalkers today.
That is pretty nice. Now, you were able to make the splash here because you got the extra temple. So you have Temple of Plenty, along with the blue-white temple, Enlightenment, and Mystery.
Right.
Is that enough? Has your mana been fine?
I had one game where I had Kiora in hand. I didn't have a green source. I was able to eventually draw one, but so far it has not been an issue. Having so many temples means you get to basically turbo through your deck pretty fast, and it's pretty easy to find like the mana you need. I'm not running any mana issues.
Now, you of course have a lot more planeswalkers than the old school blue-white win with elixir deck.
Right.
Have you had the issue of coming into running out of planeswalkers, or how's the matches been?
Yeah, sometimes like you can have too many in your hand. I lost a game to a Grey Merchant when I just had Elspeth and a couple other expensive cards in my hand. And then sometimes you don't draw one and you're just kind of stuck doing nothing, but thankfully Sphinx's Revelation really helps power you through your deck, so it's pretty easy to find a way to win the game at some point.
Another interesting card, obviously Brimaz had a lot of hype coming into this set. You have a few copies, but in your sideboard. Explain when they come in and why.
Yeah, so I didn't want to main deck a card like Brimaz because your opponents, you just turn on all your opponent's removal spells. With no creatures in the main deck, all your opponent's Devour Fleshes are going to be mostly dead for the most part. They can get some like Elspeth tokens or a Kiora 9/9 or something, but that's not too good for them. Yeah. But in a post-board game, they're going to side all those cards out, and that's when I want to bring in all my creatures to kind of next level them. And so they're going to be stuck with like a bunch of cards that don't kill Brimaz, and I'm going to have Brimaz and attack them every turn with it until they're dead.
And of course you bring in Brimaz and Archangel of Thune, correct?
Right, yeah.
So have you played a deck that has sided out their removal already and pretty much got them?
Yeah, I've played against Mono Black twice, and both times Brimaz was awesome. They have Lifebane Zombie, so they can get it, but if you manage to dodge their Lifebane Zombie, they usually side out all their removal spells besides Hero's Downfall, so if they want to spend a Downfall on one of those guys, I'm usually fine. That means a Planeswalker's not dying.
Right. Of course, the green splash also allows you to play Mistcutter Hydra, a card, mostly in the green-white builds and the green-red monster sideboards. How good is it so far today?
Well, I just played against Mono Blue last round and I didn't even side it in, so maybe it's not the best, but I think it's really great against the control decks. That's basically what it's there for, as another massive threat. Generally, the control mirror is going to drag on pretty long. Both players drawing a bunch of cards, gaining a bunch of life, and you can safely tap out from Mistcutter Hydra since it can't be countered. And they're going to side all the removal spells out, so they generally are not going to have many ways to deal with it. So Mistcutter is a very good threat in a post-board game against a control deck. And I'm not sure if it warrants 3 slots. Like I just said, I didn't think it was actually going to be that good for me against Mono Blue, and so I didn't even bring it in there. So I might cut down to 2, but I still think the card's worth having in your sideboard.
Also, notably, Revoke Existence, for all the gods and whatnot in the format.
Revoke has been exceptional for me today. I've got an Underworld connection with it, Biden of Thassa, etc. Thassa herself. So there's a lot of awesome targets for Revoke Existence, and it's a card that you can actually bring in against like Mono Blue or decks where previously you wouldn't bring in, a disenchant type effects.
Right. Now you and CVM, Chris Van Meter, are playing basically the same deck today?
Yes.
And you are 3-0?
I'm 3-0.
And what have you beat so far?
I beat Mono Black twice and Mono Blue once.
All right.
Yep.
And I believe CVM was on the threshold of winning his third match as well, so it seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think this deck's very good. Actually, coming into the weekend, we were both on Blue Eye Control, and I got a Facebook message last night with this, basically a version of this deck that pretty similar to what we're playing here, and I decided I want to make the switch, so I did. So.
Well, it looks good, and it's been performing pretty well, so I wish you good luck the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
And for Brian Braun-Duin, I'm Nick Miller in the sideboard. We'll see you here for more action in the sideboard at SCG Nashville.